All right. I just wanted to walk you guys through this lesson because this lesson is a little bit trickier than the ones we've been doing in previous weeks. And so I wanted to kind of show you how you would do this task. So the first thing you're going to do is open up the presentation called Globalization Intro and your capture sheet called Globalization and Trade. Okay. It's going to show you what the objective is for today. And then you're going to watch this video. And as you watch the video, you need to think about how you would define globalization. Okay. After watching the video, go to your capture sheet, which is here. Okay. What I would like you to do first is to type in what you think globalization is. Okay, and just type what you think based on what you heard in the video. Then I want you to look up the definition and type it here. I cannot spell definition. Okay. Once you have an understanding of what globalization means, you're going to come over here and you're going to highlight all of the things that are examples of globalization. Okay. Then you will use globalization in a sentence that you come up with, and the word globalization has to be in that sentence. And then come up with one positive and one negative consequence that there might be because of globalization, just based on your understanding of what globalization is at this moment in time. Okay. The next part is there is an infographic that is linked here for you. Okay. You will open up the infographic, and this infographic shows people's attitudes towards globalization by country. So it'll have a list of countries and what their attitudes are towards globalization. Use that infographic to answer these 4 questions. Okay, so you're going to be looking at kind of the total number of countries that think globalization is good. You're going to look at what the US thinks, and basically just use that data to answer these 4 questions. Then on the slideshow, you have this checkpoint. Okay, you're going to examine these 3 images, and in your opinion, which image best represents globalization? And you're going to put your answer here and make sure that you are using a complete sentence. So I think picture 2 is the best example of globalization because, and you're going to explain why you think that. Okay. The next part is we're going to be focusing specifically on the China-US trade relationship. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do with this section is you are going to look at these pictures. Okay. It shows pictures of hands and it explains what these hand symbols mean. And you are going to pick one of them that you think best represents US-China trade relations, just based on your background knowledge, what you've heard in the news, etc. And you're going to explain why you think that is the best match. So you only have to pick one. So you only need to type something either in this column or in this column, but not both. Then you're going to think critically about what is a negative and positive consequence of trading with another country. So what are some good things that come from trading with other countries, but what might be some of the negative consequences that come along with the decision to trade with another country? And again, all of this is just based on what you currently understand about the world economic system and how we get our goods and services and the side effects of getting things from other countries. All right, the next portion is where you have to practice the skill of categorization. And what you're going to do is you're going to look, these sources here come from newspaper articles, headlines, there are pictures, but these are different things that have shown up about the US and China. So what you're going to do is you are going to read or examine the picture, okay? And then you're going to say, is this economic, political, or social? Okay. Who is this impacting? and what evidence from the source makes you say that. So we'll do the first one together. So the first source says, many aspects of Western culture are idealized as symbols of status and beauty. The majority of advertisements, both for foreign and local stores, featured Western models. That means non-Asian models. Even the ads that depicted Asian models mirrored Western facial features, large eyes, pronounced noses, and colored contacts. Okay, and this comes from Charlie Jaffe, who is a Georgetown University student who studied abroad. So based on what I read, I believe that this shows a social impact because it has to do with beauty standards, which is a social construct. So I put an X in this box for social. Now, looking at this, I have to think, is the author showing a change in the US or a change in China? Okay. Since he is talking about what he saw in China and how Chinese people are holding up non-Asian models as the standards of beauty, this shows that there's an impact on China. So I'm going to highlight China. My evidence for this is it shows here the majority of advertisements featured Western models. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put in a quotation mark. I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to end with a quotation mark. And that is my evidence from that source. Okay. Now, you do not have to copy and paste. For example, there's nothing to copy and paste with this source. So you'll need to explain, what do you see in the picture that supports what you said in these other boxes? Okay. All right. Once we are done, you will turn this in. Okay. And you'll have a summarizer question at the end. Okay. Do you think the US and China have equally influenced one another? And that is going to be based on overall what you saw in this chart. And then you are done for the week. Please email your teacher if you have questions. We are happy to help.